Hey there, Pride fans, and welcome to another edition of the WB Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com. Dan Severino, Kathy Angelis, head coach of the Hofstra Pride Field Hockey team. Coach, 2 big wins this weekend, 3 in a row now, the 3-2 win against Sacred Heart, a 2-1 win against Yale. Overall, how did we get the victories?
Well, collectively, it's been a team effort. I think that's been our focus, and as you can see, in goal scoring, we have a lot of different people who can score. So you can really see that we have a lot of weapons on the attack line, and defensively, we were able to really shut down Yale's attack and Sacred Heart's attack. So
let's talk about that attack at first. And Claudia Marin Sanford, she's taking another level in her game. She had 2 goals this past weekend. What have you seen from her, at least this past weekend, that's really showing that she can take that next step and be that elite scorer you need?
Right. Well, yeah, she was fed the ball, so she has some good teammates who are giving her some great opportunities. And Claudia is just the most prolific scorer we have. I mean, when she gets that ball, it's her shot is so dangerous. It's just a matter of getting her the ball, and I think our teammates did a great job by feeding her some great passes.
Well, your captain scores another goal as well, but then you go back to the midfield where one of your vice captains, she scores one as well, and it's good to see he's obviously scoring from the midfield. Charlotte Blur gets a goal this weekend. She picks up her 2nd goal of the season. Overall, that midfield, how are they attacking and working together with that attack line?
Well, you know, we're getting better. We've got strides, bigger strides that we have to make, and we must be more explosive in that midfield. But for the weekend, we did work very hard to connect, and I think that's part of the game that it's got to get better. But we fought our way through. We came through with some good victories, so I'm happy about that.
Well, on the D-line, you have such a freshman who had a goal and assist this weekend, her first goal and her first assist. Simka Shern, you're moving her up, obviously, up to the attacking corners, but overall with her game defensively and then what she can do in the attacking corners, what have you seen from her in her first couple of games here?
Right. Well, she has a great technical skill, and she's very tactically knowledgeable. She has a versatility that allows us to use her in both circles on the attack and on the defense. So that makes her a very strong threat. She's working extremely well with our backfield, particularly Krista Whitmer, and she's also she gels unbelievably on with the striker line. So when she gets an opportunity to feed them some balls, they're great passes, they're great opportunities for our strikers, and I think that's where she's been really instrumental.
Well, penalty corner's always been a little bit of a struggle the last couple of seasons. You had a couple of goals this weekend. So what did you see from them that you think you're starting to maybe take that stride and getting to that next level, being able to convert on penalty corners?
Well, the biggest difference from last year to this year is that we're obviously better, we're stronger, and we're more experienced. And we had a lot of young players for the first time playing in different, those especially situations, and some have never even done it before. So we're in the teaching game right now. We still are in the teaching game right now. So I think we're seeing execution, but we have a long way to go on that. But it's really nice to get 2 corner goals, and that's huge for our team, and it really is a credit to foreign players and it's good for them to see us execute in a game situation where we'll see it in practice, but can we do it in the game, and we showed that. So that's a plus.
Well, you start freshman Kara Swan in 2 more games, and she gets 2 more victories. Now 3 on the season for her. She started in 3 of the 4 games your team has had. Big shootout, obviously, on Sunday between the 2 goals between Yale and you. She was able to come up strong, and then she also gets the victory with a couple of saves in the Sacred Heart game. So what have you seen from her, and why do you think she's taking that next level and getting ready to really adjust to the D1 game?
Right. Well, she's getting more confident, and it's not easy to be a true freshman and certainly come in from another country and get into a Division I game and think you're going to play your best. There's a lot more to Karis right now, and it's just a matter of bringing out the most confidence that we can and making her feel as confident as she can. She's a very smart goalkeeper. She plays angles extremely well, and she's been very consistent. So that's one of the reasons why she has the start right now, and we're hoping to make a decision. We'd like to be able to make a decision before the CAAs open up in a few weeks. Both Lauren Saltis and her are doing a great job, and I'm very confident at any moment that Lauren Saltis could be is platooned into goal. So I think it's a very healthy competition between the both. And Karis is just a team player overall. So I think that gives her a huge plus, which I feel very comfortable with right now.
We mentioned it last week how classes just started, so it's time for the young team and the freshmen to finally get adjusted to what it's like to really be a student athlete, where you have to go to class, you have to catch up on your work. So how do you think they have adjusted to what the freshmen have in the first couple of days?
Well, honestly, they've done a great job. We haven't really noticed the difference in the fact that they're coming from class and we're not in preseason. It's not hockey. That's probably a big credit to our upperclassmen and the way that they lead as student athletes, and the young guys can just look to them and see how their daily regimen is and the discipline that they have to put in outside of the training. And like I said, for our upperclassmen to be such great student athletes and exemplary student athletes, it makes my job really easy.
Now let's look ahead to this week, what it is. And it's going to be a very difficult week. You have 3 games, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. First, let's start at home. The only home game that you have on the schedule for the next 7 games before you go on a 6-game road swing. It's against the Fairfield Stags. They're 2-2 right now on the season. They have a sophomore who can score. What do you want to see from the first home match, really, and being able to get back on the home turf?
Well, we've been waiting for a home game. It feels like eternity now, but we should be as confident as possible. What I want to see from our team is that we can step on this field and know this is our turf. Okay, this is our home game. We are at Hempstead. We are at Hofstra. There's no excuse to not come out 110% with all the confidence that you have. And if we can do that, we've got a great chance to win. Fairfield, the last couple of years, they've had really strong squads, and we know that about them. But like I said, I think the advantage that we have is that we're going to be at home, and we're super excited. We're super excited to put the game tape on. So I think that's going to give us a little boost, and probably something we might need for the game.
Does the mindset change at all and approach when you're going into a home game compared to when you're going on the road?
No, everything's the same, and we've been talking to the players a lot about mental preparation, and particularly this weekend we spoke a lot about this. And you have one chance in your life to be a Division I athlete. You have one chance in a year to play at Yale, for example, and you can't take any of that for granted, and you need to play this like it's your last game. And that's really been the focus this past week in the mental preparation, and I think we need to continue that too. And if we can do that, I definitely think we'll come out on top on Wednesday.
Well, what do you really know about the Stags to really get ready for them on Wednesday?
Well, they've got a dynamite center midfielder who is very prolific from Germany, and got an amazing drag flick, which we know about. So when you know about it, it's a lot easier to defend. And they've got a lot of really quality players that are great hockey players, and they're fast. So for us, again, we want to focus on our defensive structure and what Hofstra can do. And if we do that, then I think it'll take care of the game.
Well, after the home match, you have a trip where you go up north. You go to the Catamount Classic first. It's Vermont, pick 6 in the America East, and then Maine, who is one of the toughest teams in the country. All 3 of their losses were the top 15 opponents. 2 of them came into overtime. So what do you expect to see from these 2 teams this upcoming weekend?
Right. Well, Vermont, it's a home game for them, and we've got to travel all the way out there, 6 hours or so. So you're always put at a disadvantage on the road. But we have played miraculously, and we have also proved to ourselves that we can win on the road. And I think it's been great that we have started out on the road, and we don't have to worry about preparing on the road. So scheduling, I think, worked out great in our favor, and I don't see a difference in like I said, playing in Vermont versus playing in Connecticut. It's still a road trip for us. Both these teams are going to be our quality teams. We've always had an amazing game against Vermont. In fact, we lost them a few years ago. So I know that they're going to have a great squad. And with Maine, we know their scheduling. They're a powerhouse. They have been for the past 8 years. And there's an excitement in our team, especially when we play Maine. So it's a game we've traditionally really got up for. So I think if we can keep that kind of inspiration going, we're going to fight, and that's really what we want to do over the weekend.
As I mentioned before, obviously one of the toughest parts of really the road trip and the entire schedule this entire season. The coach, finally, how do you get some victories this week?
Yeah, I think we continue to play as a team, and that's our main focus right now is try to play as a team, and that every player out there team first and then second for themselves. So.
Well, first it's Fairfield on Wednesday. That's going to be an afternoon match. Tomorrow you can catch all the action at 3 o'clock right here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Dan Savarino, Kathy DeAngelis. We'll catch you next week.